Hey guys, it's Dan, your host, Judean's Reviews, and today I'm back for another Walking Dead video for today. This one's going to be doing another Walking Dead video for today. This one, we're going to be talking about Ezekiel and some comments that Khary Payton, who plays Ezekiel in The Walking Dead, has recently made about the character of Ezekiel in the final season, and how he is not at all satisfied with the direction of the character. Alright guys, this one's going to be doing another video today. This one's going to be doing another video for The Walking Dead. And in today's video, we're going to be doing another video talking about The Walking Dead and the final season. This one is discussing an interview that has just come out and an article that has just come out from Digital Spy recently, where we have Khary Payton, who shares his thoughts about the Ezekiel character and the final season of The Walking Dead. So, definitely want to go into this one for today. This one's been spreading like wildfire, and my goodness, man, I am kind of surprised on what I'm hearing, to be honest. So, this article came out yesterday. Digital Spy released this one where he discusses the Ezekiel character. And Khary Payton, first of all, I want to make sure I specify this. Khary Payton is one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet. I mean, if you've seen the guy, he is absolutely awesome. Literally, guys, like, there's not many people that can smile and it actually is like infectious. When he smiles, it's actually infectious to me. Like, that's how amazing he is. He's a very, very just down-to-earth person, and Khary Payton is absolutely amazing. So anytime he has something to say, it's usually positive. So that's when you know something's wrong. That's when you know something went wrong here, because he straight up says in this interview that he does not like the direction of Ezekiel's character in the final season. And this is what he goes into. He does not appreciate the fact that, you know, with all these episodes and with all this stuff that's been going on, he feels like the episodes are too short for the amount of characters that we have in the show, and he feels like Ezekiel just did not get the right amount of screen time as he feels like he honestly should. And he feels like the character just kind of went out on a bad note in the final season. Now, obviously, you know, talking about that and him discussing the Ezekiel character and him saying that he doesn't feel like Ezekiel has really been, you know, as good as he could have been in this final season. What do we kind of think about that as the fans? You know, obviously I'll share my opinions and then you guys can share yours. But, you know, how do I feel about Ezekiel in the final season? Well, as you guys have known from the reviews, and I've kind of mentioned this a few times, I just don't care about Ezekiel in the final season. I really don't. And you know, that kind of sucks, because Ezekiel in Season 7 and Ezekiel in Season 8 and even Season 9, I feel like Ezekiel was one of our best characters, you know. He was always like the king guy. He always had like these crazy speeches and stuff. And, you know, when I remember when Jerry was like talking like, yeah, me and Nabila are going to have a kid. And, you know, Ezekiel goes into his big legendary speeches, right? He's like, the future begins, right? You know, he always has some sort of speech or whatever that he's got. But I'm telling you right now, I think Ezekiel has had a problem since Season 10. And I know that's going to be probably a bit of a controversial opinion, but this is why I think Ezekiel has kind of gone downhill for a while now, is because ever since, I would say, the cancer storyline, ever since they gave him that storyline, and ever since they didn't give Ezekiel his comic death, in the comics, obviously Ezekiel is piked by Alpha, which you know, that's not a spoiler because that's obviously not going to happen. But in the comics, that was Ezekiel's fate, right? So in the TV show, they opted to keep him alive, which for a while I thought was a good idea. And then they gave him this cancer storyline, and that dragged on all the way till Season 11, when he finally, you know, got cured, and he was finally helped, and, you know, everything was fine with him, but they just haven't used him, you know? All he's really done is, you know, kind of yell at Negan and just kind of stand there. And there's even a moment in this season where, like, he knows that things are going wrong in the Commonwealth, and he wants to stay there anyway, which is very out of character if you ask me, because to me, Ezekiel would know, like, his people are in danger, and the Commonwealth wants to, like, kill some of their friends, like Eugene and stuff like that, but he wants to just stay there. It just makes absolutely no sense. So, and, you know, here's the thing. You could argue it all you want, but the actor himself literally has now said that, you know, even he is not happy with the direction of the character. So, you know, really me complaining about Ezekiel in this video is really not just a me thing. It's an overall thing. You know, the actor has even said it himself. So, I don't know. You know, I thought maybe I was one of the only ones that wasn't too invested in the Ezekiel character in the final season, which, again, is unfortunate because I think they've got an amazing actor. I think Khary Payton's a really, really fantastic actor, and the character of Ezekiel most of the time throughout The Walking Dead was one of my favorites. So the fact that they've tamed him down to a point where he's not really doing that much, it's kind of unfortunate. And I really feel like ever since they didn't pike him in the show, I feel like they've tried to do something with him, but they just didn't quite know what to do. And, you know, I don't know. It's a weird one. And the other thing that he mentions in this article, which I found kind of interesting, is that he hopes that one day he can come back and play Ezekiel again. Don't be spoiling it. Don't be freaking spoiling it. So we've got enough of that going on right now with all the spinoffs. So, yeah, I don't know if that's like kind of direct confirmation that Ezekiel survives The Walking Dead, or maybe he does die and Khary's just trying to throw us off. Maybe that's why he's pissed. I don't know. But I hope he didn't just spoil that Ezekiel has a potential to return at some other point. So I don't know. We'll see. I didn't really think Ezekiel would die at the end of The Walking Dead anyway, but I hope he didn't just straight up spoil that. So, anyway, yeah, this is an interesting one, guys. I would love to hear in the comments below, how do you feel about this statement from Khary Payton? Do you actually agree with him? Do you think the Ezekiel character has been kind of lackluster in the final season compared to what he used to be in the earlier seasons? Because I can't say that I look at previous Ezekiel and then I'm looking at him now, and I can't say he was as good as he was back then. No, I absolutely agree with Khary Payton, and I absolutely agree that they really should have written his character better. And, you know, especially with the 24-episode final season, you know, like I know Khary Payton says in this interview, like, you know, there's a lot of characters, so we just didn't get enough screen time with Ezekiel, and we just didn't do enough with him. But I would actually argue that because we had 24 episodes, and we still didn't do much with Ezekiel. So, I don't know. Very, very interesting stuff. Very, very unexpected article, but I figured I was like, you know what, let's cover this because it is definitely truth. And, you know, now that The Walking Dead is wrapping up, we're getting actors that are starting to come out now and starting to, like, say what's really on their mind because, you know, now Khary Payton's coming out and saying this. I remember about a month ago, JDM was straight up coming out there and saying, like, the advertising for the final season is terrible. I remember that, too. I don't know if you guys remember that, but JDM even said, like, no, like, they straight up spoiled, you know, the spinoffs and the tension's gone, and now you got Khary Payton that's saying this. I'm like, man, Walking Dead, like, what the frig is going on here, man? Like, seriously. Like, here's the thing. I love The Walking Dead. I love the show. I love 11C. I love what they've been doing. But does it feel like a final season? And I've said this countless times, and I'm going to say it again because I feel like this is the perfect video to say this in. Yeah, it doesn't. It does not feel like the end of The Walking Dead. It really doesn't. You know, it feels like a darn good season, but not a final season. You know what I mean? And that definitely shows because, like I said, you remove Judith doing those monologues at the beginning, and you just have what they're giving you in the episodes. Oh, man, I don't know. It's there. It's good stuff, but it doesn't feel like the end. It absolutely does not. So, anyway, we'll see what these final 2 episodes have for us. There's some comments from Khary Payton. Very concerning stuff for sure, and definitely an interesting article to go through. Yeah, definitely felt like I had to acknowledge this one. Definitely feel like when the actors come out and start talking like this, that's when you know there's definitely a problem somewhere. So, anyway, if you're new to the channel, make sure to click that subscribe button so you don't miss any other videos of The Walking Dead. Make sure to also follow me on Dan's The Walking Dead reviews to get more Walking Dead videos daily and like this. And, of course, I'll see you guys really soon for another video for The Walking Dead. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys, and peace out.
I've heard stories. Walkers that can climb walls and open doors. I was never sure if they were just stories.